And this fire outbreak is causing a lot of destruction to our property and life also. Today we are going to look at causes of fire outbreak. But before then, according to Nigerians Fire Services in Nigeria, they released data of causes of fire outbreak last year, and in 2021, electrical sparks carried 636 cases. Electrical equipment caused 447 fire outbreaks. High voltage from power distribution companies causes 106, and unknown caused 567 outbreaks. From gas and special services, we have 151. Cigarette stop and bush burning causes 133. Illegal storage of petroleum products, 85. Candle, 91. Building collapse, 53. And flood, 3. And in summary, we can say electrical related causes of a fire outbreak was 1,189, while others was just 516, and unknown 567. With this, we see that electrical causes of of fire outbreak carry larger percentage from the data we just analyzed. Because of this reason, we have an engineer who is an electrical engineer and is also the treasurer of the Nigeria Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, Osogbo chapter. He is Engineer Abganiu Ismail Kunle. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. First, you see the data that we have here.
Yeah.
Electrical carry the larger percentage of the causes of fire outbreaks. And electrical spark carry number 1, which was 636 outbreaks in 2021. What is this electrical spark and how does it cause fire outbreak?
Thank you, Engineer. The Nigeria Institute of Electrical Engineering, they are working towards the safety, because engineering is about the safety of life and property. So the use of fake or inferior materials can cause a lot of spark in electrical engineering. Like if you are using, there's some socket or some in-house, in some industry and houses, they are using some electrical materials that inferior materials, the inferior cables. Some of this can cause, when heated, it can cause electrical spark.
Okay, sir. Now, you talked about low quality of installation materials.
Yes.
As a layman,
how do we know?
How do I know that these are inferior?
Yeah. So that's why in Nigeria today, the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, they are working towards to become a chartered. When become a chartered, we'll be able to monitor the workload of SON, the Standard Organization of Nigeria. So because all these inferior materials they supply us, some layman they don't know it. So like if you are an engineer, if you are a civil, you work towards the building to use the structure, maybe a structural engineering, you use a solid block, all these things are there. In electrical engineering too, we're supposed to use a standard supply cable.
Okay.
Like if you are going to use a cable in engineering in the building, it's supposed to be a standard cable that will be a proper monitored by an engineer.
You mean if I need to build a house now, yes, I don't need just to go and call an electrician?
No. You don't need to call a layman. You normally call them a quack electrician, not an engineer. If someone is in the site now, you employ the service of an engineer of a civil. Likewise, you're supposed to employ the service of an engineer that is an electrical man, okay, that can monitor all the where we are supposed to be a 30 amp, we are supposed to be a 15 amp, we are supposed to be a 2.5, we are supposed to be a 4 mm, we are supposed to be a 1.5 mm.
Okay.
Not that, okay, let me loop the wire that is going to there, let me loop this neutral. No. Let me loop all this, let me loop the 30 amp with the 15 amp. Can cut the spark by heated.
Right,
so how many cable can go in with the whole of the pipe? Okay. You have to know it. So there's a standard measure for all this that can prevent us from the spark.
All right, sir. Now, you talked about having engaging an engineer. How do we go about it? Now, I want to build a house.
Yeah.
Okay, I've built the house. I need to do the electrical work. What are the steps that I need to take in achieving this that it will not lead to fire outbreak?
First and foremost, the first step that you're supposed to take is that you connect an engineer. Like there's a standard organization in the Nigeria standard organization in Nigeria that are there, SON. You connect there. Okay, I need an engineer. I want you to be satisfied with the cable I'm going to use. Okay. I don't want to use sleeper. I want to use a copper cable that's well insulated. Okay. So when an engineer be there in the site, he will know that this line supposed to be 1.5. This line supposed to be 30 amps. Like if you want to be a point of light, supposed to be using a 1.5. Okay. But if you are using a socket, some are using 1.5 for the socket too. By the time you plug your appliances with it, in the beginning, it will work perfectly. Okay. As long, it will hit slowly. When it's time, it can give you a spark.
All right. On that, does electrical installation expire?
Yes, you have a life expire. You have to maintenance also is part of it. Like when you are seeing the people in a foreign country, they're not be like a hold in our country in Nigeria like us. So when you are using a cable, expired date is there. It's written there. If you know how to calculate it, it's written there. Expired date is there. You calculate it. Okay, this expired supposed to be 10 years. This house wiring supposed to be 10 years. Or supposed to be 5 years, it's written there, and so I will show you.
What you are now saying is that if I do installation now, after a while, I have to redo the installation.
You have to redo it. That's the meaning. You have to engage the engineer, remove all this cable.
The
installation that we have. Okay, let me ask you a civil or a road that are built.
Okay.
That be expired date.
Okay.
When it's time, you remove it. You lay another asphalt. Likewise. In electrical engineering too. Okay, even the communication of the object, when it's time, you remove it, you replace it with another one. If you have a solar now, the battery is run down, you remove it, you replace it with another one. If your solar is rust, okay, I need to clean it. After clean it, I need to replace it, you know.
Okay, sir. So now a few years there, you have had our installation have expiry dates.
Yes.
Please let also engage professionals in our installation.
Yes,
another course, let's look at it,
is
electrical equipment.
Okay.
How does our equipment lead to fire outbreak? Like
if you are using a radio, electrical equipment like radio or television, have expired date too. They are written there. Only those that we Nigerians, we are comfortable with the system of using the whole type. This thing I've been using it for 7 years, 8 years. It's working. Oh, I might need another one. So it has expired date. When you're using the electrical equipment like burner, all this soldering iron, all these things in your office, you use when it's time, it will disengage gradually, and you need to change it to another, change it or replace it with another one. So that's the area that we have to be concentrated in the area of instruments.
Okay, sir. Also, the third one here is high voltage from power distribution companies.
Yeah.
We know as a consumer of electricity, we cannot control what comes in. But what are the
instruments that's supposed to
what are those things that we can put in place that can help us manage this high voltage from IBDC or any other distribution company?
Thank you, my brother. So, thank you, engineer. So, in order to safeguard our instrument and our equipment from fire outbreak or from spark,
Yes, sir.
we are going to use a circuit breaker.
Okay, sir.
Our circuit breaker will help us reduce the incoming hazard, like the hybrid, the thing that come from the hybrid that our fire. Wait, sir. Okay. So that circuit breaker will help us to reduce the incoming hazard that will happen in our, like, if you are not using a circuit breaker, some houses now, you know Nigeria, when we want to build the house, only those focus on a quack man, come and lay the block for me, call the electrician, come and lay the wiring for me. Doesn't matter of the circuit breaker or the wire that I'm using.
Okay.
So when it's time, the fire outbreak come, and we now blame on the government. This government are not doing well for us. They are not. So there's a lot of things that is supposed to use to stop the hazard when they are coming.
Okay. All right, sir. What are, as an institute of electrical electronic engineer, what do we do as a body to minimize days, to regulate these electrical causes of a fire outbreak?
Yeah, as an institute of electrical electronic engineering, we are working towards to become a chartered. When we become a chartered, we'll be able to do a lot of things to regulate. Like, if you're a civil, if you want to employ if you're a brick, you want to employ the quack bricklayer, there must be a civil engineer with them, so to guide them. Okay, how to lay a block, how to do that. Okay. So if you want to do in your electrical appliances in the house also, there must be an electrical engineer, professional, that can guide. Okay, here supposed to be there are some ownership of the houses. They're doing some mistake. Some of them employ the architect to come and control all the works in that houses for them. Even the civil work, the electrical work, even the plumbing work, mechanical work, any aspect, the architect will be able to control. No, it's not proper. Architect, you are there for design. When you design, okay, electrical engineer, we have our own design too.
Okay.
So we design the electrical appliance of that houses or that company, that industry. Okay, here supposed to be 1.5 mm, here supposed to be 2.5 mm, here supposed to be 4 mm, here supposed to be 16 mm. Not use 16 mm in place of 1.5 mm. So all these are there that Institute of Electrical Engineering, we are working towards to have that, totally have that power. Because we don't have that power, okay, like others are doing. But when we are chartered, be able to control a whole aspect of electrical engineering, whether in industry, whether in civil engineering, whether in houses, whether in school or anywhere.
Okay, sir. Now, let's look at relationship between your institute, because you are electrical engineers are one of those engineers that are involved in the building construction.
Yeah.
Even let's forget about residential. Okay. Let's look at the offices.
Okay.
What are the things that you do? You work together with the. I know that electrical and mechanical work together.
Yes.
That's why they come with MIE drawing. Now, what are the relationship between you and the civil engineers or the builders that work on the site to enable us have a fire outbreak free community? Because if you have a good structure, physical structure, and the electrical fitting is not in good shape, now how do you work with them to ensure that all this that you are seeing is come to light?
Well, we will become there. We will get there as soon as we are moving. We are still moving because the challenges we have, only the government can do a proper monitoring. Like if a government, you want to build a house or you want to build an office, you employ the service of electrical engineers. You employ the service of civil engineer. You also employ the service of builder. So everybody has a role to play. Everybody has a role to play. Right. But not like someone like us, someone like us want to build a house. We don't have money too much. Please just help me doing it all. Okay. That one will not be happening again when we have chartered. We are working towards to become a chartered. We related with all other professionals to have a regular to regulate all the fire outbreak.
All right, so let's go back to where we begin.
Okay.
What advice do you have for our viewers in handling their? Let's assume that we have a good electrical installation, okay, but that doesn't mean that we cannot have fire outbreak.
Yeah, of course.
So what advice do you have for our viewers out there that they need to put in place or they need to do to ensure that they do not have fire outbreak?
Well, recently we got the information some houses in Osun has a fire outbreak, some offices, some shops.
Yes.
But my own advice is that as an electrical engineer, all houses supposed to have smoke detector. Smoke detector that can help us, give us alarm. When that spark coming, the smoke detector will now detect, okay, here there's a flame. So the owners will be able to come and with the rescue team of fire, fire body that will be able to come and reduce that fire. And also, building a shops close to each other is not advisable. There must be a guideline that if fire outbreak at the edge, the motor of that fire service will be able to move easily. But now you go to a lot of shop, jamboree come together, not distance, not supposed to have distance that can a fire station can be able to move directly and flame the fire outbreak out. All right. So all these are there. That's why in our society we are, when we become a child, there's something that some building we just collapse it together and do another repeating.
All right, sir.
So my brother,
thank you very much for coming on the program today.
Yeah.
And our viewers out there, I believe that if you learn one thing or the other, always engage professionals in everything you do.
Yes.
And also don't take electrical installation or your equipment with levity hand. Switch off your electrical appliances when you are not in the house.
Also part of the
Please do take care of all our property. And I pray the Lord will continue to protect us.
Amen.
This is how far we can go on to today's program. We believe that you've learned one thing or the other. Please join us same time next week. My name is Temitayo Fagborun. Thank you for being on the program.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.